Basically what I did was, because I don't have certain pieces of equipment that I wish I had. Good morning. So we're back in the shop and we're back on the zero turn mower. What plan is today is to extend the front end. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the front, and I'm going to unbolt this part and get it out of the way. We'll be working on the zero turn in this video. But first, a friend of mine called me up, and he's a veteran, disabled, 100%. But his lawnmower took a dump on him, and he asked if I happen to have a lawnmower he could use so he don't get in trouble by the city. He's kind of on a budget, and so I've got a lawnmower. It's kind of been sitting, but I think I can get it running. And if I can, then he is more than welcome to use it whenever he needs to. So I'm going to work on that first. Now this lawnmower's been sitting for about, goodness, probably 6 years outside in the elements. So we're going to go through her. I mean, she's not a bad looking lawnmower. I don't even think she's that old to begin with. I think I used it for one summer and started having clutch issues on this cable right here. It's a band that goes around the flywheel. And I think it just kind of is stuck, so I'm going to pull the cover off and see if we can't get that loose first. Set that off to the side. Looks like we got a bit of crud in here. We got a bit of a stuck cable. It's right there. We will just go ahead and take the cable off. So I've got the cable up on here, and I'm going to try and see if I can't get the cable to start moving. And we have got to spray some down here. So you just kind of got to keep working it. Maybe spinning the insulator around the sheath, letting it kind of move. This lawnmower's kind of seen some days. Handle's all bent. I don't even think this handle goes to this lawnmower personally. I don't know where the guy got it. But it has a really long handle, and the handle is quite bent. Unfortunately, this got weakened a little bit, but let's see if she's going to work for us. We'll go ahead and put her on. Let's see if she's going to work for us. Okay. She's your spot. Alright, she's releasing now. This is good. We'll go ahead and we'll spray some more stuff down her. Get her good and lubricated as I would like to do. Alright, let's see how well she turns over. Well, she turns over nice. See if she has any gas. She has no gas. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Go ahead I'm going to pull the air breather off. And we'll check the oil. Okay. She's real good on oil. Oil looks real clean. Okay. This should be okay gas. Put a little in the carburetor. Okay. All right. Now let's see if she'll start up. Looks like it's just the cover. Looks like it's got a broken bolt. There we go. All right. Well, she definitely needs an air filter cleaned at least. Definitely lawnmower season. I hear somebody using their lawnmower now. All right, now that that lawnmower's done, and I did get a hold of the veteran that could really use it, so we'll get back on this. Now, it really doesn't matter how far up front I go. Okay, so I figured out how I'm going to extend this frame using the materials that I have. It's quite a ways to go get material. So what I'm deciding to do is I've got that piece off. The same thing over here. Once that is done, then this piece will weld right to that, and it'll make a nice even keel. Got it pretty straight too. Pretty happy with that. Very nice. That will work. This right here. Because I still want it to look good. I don't want it to look terrible. So. Okay, that I can work with that. I can definitely work with that. One of the first things I gotta do is so I get the front kind of straight is I need to measure how far this way. So I'm thinking 16 and a half. Okay, so got my pieces figured out. Now I just need to make sure that they're straight. Yep. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult than I thought. I think if I can get it out there and get it tacked, it'll be okay. Anyway, I'm gonna let that cool and go have some lunch. I'll be right back, just like. All right, back from lunch, and gonna go ahead and get to welding on this other side. Okay, so something I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to cut these off. Let this cool down, and then I can get these holes drilled. So kind of sucks that that only goes that far, and I know why it is, but okay. There's a lot of heat in here, and I don't want to ruin that magnet, so. While I'm letting that cool down, move this over here for now. Okay. I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way here, and now we'll go ahead and see. Light this up. Just kind of get a bare idea here. way underneath. This set at the totally down area. That is where she will be. And that is where the wheels will hit. Okay, that is how that's going to work. Unfortunately. Okay, so right there on this side. That's about where it's going to be. Now it needs to be centered. Okay. The only thing that kind of bothers me is you don't want this hanger to be so in the way for when it actually pulls up. So I gotta cut this off. Or grind it down, one or the other. You know what? I just might have a better idea. Downfall is this doesn't really let it go all the way down. But I might not have to weld anything to this. This is pretty strong steel, pretty thick. I could make what's called a bridge. Let it go right over the top, and it'd be bolted. So that's where we're at. We got the front end extended. I still need to drill the bolt holes. It's getting late, and now she's got plenty of room. Here's the other deal that I gotta think about is these are the wheels that I'm gonna put on. These were on another riding mower that I had. So just to kind of give you an idea, those are a 4-bolt. Those are a 6-bolt. You can definitely see, as far as rim size, there's really no difference. But the size is in the tires. These are big tires. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering, well, why don't you just put those tires on those rims? Well, those tires won't fit on those rims because those are super wides. So just to give you an idea, so rim is roughly maybe 3 inches. So we'll just say, for instance, it's 3 inches. Then we go, look at these ones, these wheels. These wheels are roughly 4 3/4. So this is roughly probably a 10-inch wheel. You could probably argue 11 versus this being a 6-inch wheel. Now I'm going to have to tube these because This has got a bad spot in it. This thing ain't going fast enough that I'm like super worried about the tread flying apart and stuff like that. I mean, but if I can find these are a 26x12-12. So 26 by 12-12. Anyway, that's it for today. And I'll be back again tomorrow. And it's a new day. So today I want to finish bolting up the front end and making sure that is ready to go. Once that is done, we'll get started on doing the deck hangers and making sure that that works okay. So let's get to it. Come on. All right. All right, now that I got the front end extended and I'm confident it's good to go, it's time to start on the deck hanging. All right, so I figured out what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to cut out the metal for it. So, off camera, sorry about that, I made some brackets, as you can see. Basically what I did was, because I don't have certain pieces of equipment that I wish I had, but I took and made a splitter. And so I'm going to put two on the back, on each side, two on each side, and then I'll figure something else out for the front because they're not going to quite line up. But we're going to see how this lines up. Now I know it takes pins, but I'm going to borrow. I'm doing a nut and a washer just so I can get an idea. Okay, so she is center. have any trouble lifting at least that part of it. So half the weight, she's good. Even up in the air like that, the front wheels are going to miss. But because of this bar right here, right, that'll work real good. So I'll finish taking care of those and then work on the ones for the fronts. When this is up, this is actually going to do some pushing. So it's actually going to push this back like so. And in doing that, those are in line now. And it's all going to get welded down through there and everything like that. So that'll all be good. Okay, so anyway, didn't get as much done as I wanted to get done. I really was hoping that I could get all the brackets put in and the deck hanging at least. But unfortunately, that'll have to be in the next video. But for sure, it'll be hanging and complete in the next video. And continue watching the videos because we still have an engine to put in this thing. It's in the back. I want to do some aerodynamic stuff, but I also want to make a kind of a protective cage around the engine, but you know, similar to the Arians. And then that way it can be protected against brush or backing into something. I mean, this is kind of how they came from the factory. That's pretty much how they were right there. And so they really didn't have it. They had a deal that went over the muffler. That was pretty much about it. So the engine really wasn't protected by anything. You'd back up and you'd hit a fuel line or hit a wire, hit a cable, or dang, hit the muffler, and you know, or the carburetor. You could do some damage to that. So I'm gonna build a cage to go around that and give it some aerodynamics. So, and might put a different seat in it. It's kind of an old, you know, 1960s seat is what it looks like. But you know, with these tires on it, it looks race car. I thank you very much for watching, and I greatly appreciate that you all have been continuing to watch the videos. Feel free to comment. If you like this video, you can watch that video over there, or you could watch a playlist of another project I was working on, or you could subscribe down here, or down there, or right there. You could subscribe right there. It's right there. It's that big circle there. You click on that, and all this magic happens. You'll wake up in the morning, and you'll have less stress if you subscribe right there. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.